We're going to be touring the Ethnological Museum of Ethiopia. This is about Ethiopian tribes, culture, traditions, the musical instruments, our crosses, everything that you get to see. Within that, this is the palace of Haile Selassie. It used to be the palace. He donated to the Addis Ababa University. Technically, the whole ground of the Addis Ababa University was his personal palace, and then this has been turned into a museum. And within the museum right now, we're in the Pan-African corner, because Ethiopia, as we've talked about in the different videos, is one of the key countries within Africa, independent, and also one of the leaders for Pan-African movement. Even right now, our Prime Minister is leading that movement again to unite and make Africa bigger, stronger. And this is where our leader Haile Selassie started it. So this is remembering some of the leaders that came together to create the Pan-African movement. One of the things we've made a video on was why all the African countries have the green, yellow, red. There's about 28 countries in Africa that have this green, yellow, red, and that's because of Ethiopia. Obviously, that's our culture, and because of our independence, and also because of us being one of the most the freest country independence-wise, and then standing up for Africa in a lot of different wars. Ethiopia was involved in a lot of freedoms for African countries, and this is the home, so that's why a lot of the countries have Ethiopian flag. These are the African leaders that were involved in the freedom. Martin Luther King, obviously, Alexander Pushkin, Frederick Douglass. That's a lot of people would know these names. They obviously fought for Africa, Black African movements and independence. So this is the Rastafarian corner of the museum. Why Rastafarian corner? Because Ethiopian, the Rastafari was the Emperor of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie. That's why this is Rastafarians call themselves Rastafarian, because that's his original name, and he's seen as the Messiah, and he also gave them land in Ethiopia, Shashamane. So this is the corner where we get to learn about them. So we're in the personal office of the Emperor of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie. This was his original desk, and then closing for different weathers, cold, key instruments. One of the things I want to stop here for is, as we talked about with the Lion of Judah and his symbol, that was because he is said to be descendant of King Solomon, about 613. That's why they use the Lion of Judah for all of Ethiopian kings and honorary degree, and this is gifts. So we're in the room of the wife of Haile Selassie, Empress Menen. So this painting, as I was just being told, explains a lot about Ethiopia. And one of the funniest things I just want to mention, well, the honey wine, that's our alcohol. But here, the Ethiopians are eating raw meat because that's our traditional delicacy. But then if you see over there, the ambassadors, the Western, they have, bread and cutlery. But over here, it's the king and the queen and the Pope, because Ethiopia is a religious country. We always had religious leaders with us. Even during war, we took the copy of the Ark of the Covenant with us. Meet Gilo, the personal lion of Haile Selassie, gifted to him as a baby and grew up here in the palace. So this is within the museum. We're going through the birth, childhood, games, how students learn traditional stuff. Mankala, everybody knows. This is just to explain the different stories that we have about education, about childhood, the different tales that we have. Then over here, the writing stuff, on how they used to write. So they would write on this in class, and then they would wipe it off. And then over here is the traditional housing made out of mud, straw, and one of the great ones. This type of housing is being researched and making a comeback these days, especially in Europe, because it's really great for different types of weather. So two things I want to mention here. One, obviously coffee. We talked about Ethiopia and coffee and how it's where coffee was first discovered, and this is Ethiopia's gift to the world. Another one that we're going to talk about another time is chat, or whichever way you want to pronounce it. This is a leaf that people chew on, like this. You cut it off and you chew on it, and we'll talk about it some other time. But these two are the biggest exports of Ethiopia. Childhood to death, and then the different traditions within Ethiopia we saw. Now we're gonna just walk through how burials and death, how people are represented in the afterlife in different cultures in Ethiopia. So this is a burial for somebody in the RC region, southern Ethiopia, but one of the most important part about it is like the decorations tell you different stories of how wealthy the person was, how rich families and stuff like that. So decorations are put on it in different ways. We're right now on the third floor of the palace. We're gonna see musical instruments and paintings about the different religious activities within the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and also the crosses that are the different types of crosses in Ethiopia. Symbolically, different churches and stuff, Ethiopia have their own design of crosses for different purposes. Ethiopia, we have 3 different types of crosses, one for the church specifically that stays in the church, another one that the priests carry so you can get crossed and blessed with that, and then the third one is the one that you see in people's necks that we wear around to show that we're Christians. This is the musical instrument section for the different instruments that we have, which is the string, and then we have some flutes. So within Ethiopia, we have different types of drums. The main drum we'll see outside of this room, but one of the drums that we need to talk about is this type of drum. One side bigger, the other side shorter. This is used within the church for chantings and different. So this is Old Testament, New Testament, symbolically. And then these are just for different areas. This is one of our main instruments to call people to attention, really. If the king or a very important announcement needs to happen, they beat on this, and then the important people will come, gather, the announcement will be given, and then they will go and disperse to their communities and whichever area that they rule. And next time that you come, he's gonna be your guide.
So my name is Teka. I'm the guide of this museum for the last 10 years. I'm here just giving a guide, so you will enjoy with me if you are here.
Yes.
And I'm sure also you will get a very full information with the collection of Ethnological Museum.
Yes. So we'll link to personally Taka's link so that you guys can go directly book his stuff, or you can connect with us and then we can connect you guys. So this is within the Addis Ababa Museum, Addis Ababa University Museum. So we gotta run, it's raining. Anybody that's interested in coming to Ethiopia, traveling to Ethiopia, we love Ethiopia and we have so many different packages. Like, subscribe, let me know what you like about Ethiopia, let me know what you know about Ethiopia. We love Ethiopia and you will love it too.